How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Lego Millennium Falcon. This is SO Leo, naturally, your normal host. And this time we're going to be starting on episode 7.0. But first, before we get started, there's all the bags piling up, like I said they would. We're going to read another page of this. So this time around, it's building behind the scenes of the Millennium Falcon. Some nice pictures of it here. Alright, let me just clear my throat. In the second draft of A New Hope film script, written in 1975, George Lucas describes a pirate ship that Han Solo served aboard, along with fellow crewmate Chewbacca. Subsequent rewrites made Han Solo the owner of this pirate ship, while in the fourth draft of the script, the ship was finally given a name, the Millennium Falcon. Early designs of what would become one of the most famous spaceships in science fiction history were similar to stereotypical rocket ships. Huge engine exhaust ports were added to give the ship a race car feel, and the cockpit was rounded out. The design had too many parallels to other spaceships, however, and Lucas began thinking of ways to differentiate the Millennium Falcon and give the vehicle a truly unique look. It is believed that he was inspired by the saucer-shaped design of classic UFOs and the idea of a hamburger with a bite taken out of it. Thus, the famous rounded shape of the Millennium Falcon was born. I'll just put it on that picture because the text is kind of boring. I'll see if I can hold it there as well. Probably won't. Construction began on the models for the movie set. Materials used included items, just so I can follow along, as disparate as novelty chance dice and parts from a Ferrari sports car. Several complete models were constructed for various scenes throughout the film, ranging in size from 7 inches to over 4 feet. A nearly full-size exterior measuring almost 60 feet long was built for A New Hope and featured in the famous escape scene in the Death Star hangar. The completed exterior set had a functional landing gear as well as a structural support disguised as a fuel line. Internally, the set featured the starboard ring corridor, boarding ramp, a cockpit access tunnel, gun turret ladder, various secret compartments, and the forward hold. Interestingly, the cockpit was constructed separately so that it could be rocked to simulate movement as it travelled through space and battled the Imperial fleet. The built set was simply too big to move, so rather than breaking it down and rebuilding it for various scenes, the film crew changed the sets around the ship for the film. For the film The Empire Strikes Back, another near full-size replica of the ship's exterior was built. Despite multiple sets and models being created to depict the Millennium Falcon throughout the movie universe, several scenes make use of the matte painting produced by Ralph McQuarrie to show the Millennium Falcon in its complete glory. One scene is when Princess Leia, played by actress Carrie Fisher, sees the Millennium Falcon for the first time in A New Hope. Similarly, when Han Solo asks Lando Calrissian to promise not to damage the Millennium Falcon in The Return of the Jedi, the ship shown is a backdrop painting. Interesting. When filming began on The Empire Strikes Back, a new and smaller miniature model was created to supplement the full-size Millennium Falcon. This smaller version allows for more intricate in-flight rolls and pitches that were impossible with a 5-foot model. Measuring approximately 32 inches in length, the new model included more detailed surface features, updated landing gear, and cockpit details. You can see my leg as well. That's all I will read Oh, no, we'll finish because it goes on to the side as well, which expanded the number of shots the film crew could now include. The model was then mounted on a gimbal and used to simulate the ship's movements, for example when escaping from an oncoming group of TIE fighters. This model was renowned for being the versions most familiar to Star Wars fans, as the design was most often used for toys, model kits, promotional material, and art for the Star Wars universe. This same model was later reused for The Return of the Jedi. Another unmistakable feature of the Millennium Falcon were the sounds that accompanied the most amazing visuals. Almost all of the spacefaring vehicles in the Star Wars universe featured sound effects that were based on real planes. For the Millennium Falcon, sound designer Ben Burt used the slowed down engine sound of the North American P-51 Mustang fighter airplane from World War II. Then he added a thunderclap or a lion's roar to accentuate the speed and the size of the ship when it passed close to the camera. To create the sound of the Millennium Falcon jumping to hyperspace, Burt combined the sound of a Douglas DC-3 with an echo effect, and the film crew's motion control cameras as they moved along their tracks. That's pretty interesting. Interesting detail there. So here we have a picture of the Falcon on the back of an Imperial Star Destroyer. That's what they would have used in the film Empire Strikes Back when they were escaping Hoth, I believe. There's a miniature there, real miniature. The cockpit there. One of the set designers, maybe. Might be Ralph McQuarrie. And then some concept art for the Falcon and the Death Star, I believe. Alright, with that out the way, let's get back to the build. That might have been pretty boring for some, but I don't care because it's all important to this, because without the obviously the films, there would be no Falcon, which is pretty obvious. Alright, but it saves me from having to do that again for a couple parts now. Okay, getting back to the build, we're on number 7 now. Now we've got to figure out. Here we go. So it's in, at least for me, it's in that one. I've made a lot of special modifications myself. Right, now let's move you out the way. And that's the last. There's no more bags in this one. So let's deposit it back into our big one. Alright, so it looks like I've got three bags. It's pretty much hanging off the side now because I'm running out of room. This thing's so big. Okay, so let's crack open with them. I think we can get away with using all the big ones this time round. Hopefully there's no bags missing, but I guess I'll find out. Yep, don't know if I mentioned it. This will be part 7.0. Right, so that's my three trays. Nice, minimal. Haven't got too much. And let's get started. So we are starting on the under side of these. I think this is so we're going to call that the side over there, the right side. This side's the left side. So I'm pretty sure we're doing this for the right side first. Yeah, we'll just call it that to make it a little bit more, as if it was looking at us, like that. And that's on the right, that's on the left. Okay, so that's step 1, 2, and piece there. Alright, flipping it over, double up that. Add one of these yellows. Yep. Now flush with that. See, I don't know how well you can actually see this on the camera, so I'm just hoping that you can see it fine. All fine and dandy. Alright, flipping it back over now. Gonna go there. Again, I always double check that I have another good look to make sure that I have used all of the pieces that I am so required to use. Flipping it back underneath. I'm very forgetful. I don't even know if I mentioned this as 7.0. I've probably mentioned it several times, but since I don't remember, I'm mentioning it once again. Just because I'm thinking there might not actually be that many parts to this one, because I'll probably finish this episode. So this will be a little bit of a longer one. And then next episode we'll do obviously the other side. And then we'll be on to 8.0. So that blue just sort of meets up with that, like that. And we flip it over, and another one of those there, with yet another one there. So that's what we've got going on. So we'll put that down there. Build a little bit extra. So it's a 6 by 6, and those just sit in the middle. This is funny because I remember when I was building the Technic car, anytime there were any sort of pieces like this where they were angled, and there was like other ones like that, how they go the other way, they were always in separate boxes, separate bins, and it doesn't look like there is this time. Or no, it's not on separate ones, it's on the same. Look, go back. So, as I saying, it makes it tricky to you always pick up the wrong one, because there's just so many. Well, now you pick up the wrong one because there is a lot for little, if that makes sense. There's a lot of the other ones now that I'm wearing thin on these ones, because I've used so many already. You know, with this slope here, there'd be so many that have been used that that's probably where it's going to sit, like that. There's been so many that's been used that it's now wearing pretty thin. I don't think that really made much sense, but it made sense to me. I was sort of talking and then losing track of what I was talking about. I just sort of ended up rambling. So, with that, let me try again. Right. So, in the Lego Technic Porsche, when you were building it and you had two separate slopes, right? This one's a better example. like this, right? I have one that goes one way and one that goes the other way. I have them in two separate boxes or two separate bags. So the ones in here will always be one way, and the ones in here will always be the other. However, this one has these sloping one way as well as, let's see if I've got an example. I might have used them all now. I think I've used them all, but it'll have them going one way and the other way in the same one. So you end up just picking up the wrong ones all the time. Right, so now that is going to sit in there. So you got that long plate going on there. Alright, now we get 3 of these long, smooth pieces. Right, let's return it to how it was, because make myself confused otherwise. And a 3. Now grab that and put it up there. And then 1x2 there. There. Alright. Okay, now that there with a regular old one there. Down here. Hey, don't run away. Alright, flip her over. And this is where it starts becoming tricky. Alright, so we want that corner piece there. This blue one's going to go there. And I've missed a step. Somewhere. Yeah. Down here, put these. Like that. I missed that one. makes a little bit more sense going into this way. Because it goes over those, and I was like, what? When did they get added? And well, they got added when I wasn't paying attention. Big corner piece. Drops on all of that. Okay. Pop that down. Another one next to it. Put it in the middle there. Right. And that's going to go in here. Like that. Alright, now this is a bit of a roundabout way, but it's basically what you're doing. Like that. That side. That side. Middle and on the other side. Right, just as you saw, running through that checklist. Right, that goes there, so that's sitting more flush. This doesn't have as much to it. focusing again, as you can tell, because I've gone quiet. It's okay. Alright, cool. And that will go in this gap. Like so. Right. 6 of them like that. Right, and then that goes on there with the end piece there. Then we add down here 1 and then another 3, 2, 3. Flipping it over. Like so. Alright, so now we will put this on and that'll be the episode. So let's get you where you can see what I'm doing. Alright, that works alright. So there we go, that's pretty much it. So we've got one lining up here, here and here. Alright, and then over here as well. Alright, that's how it's going to be sitting, just like that. We see there's not much detail underneath it, so you won't really see that. It's a little hard for me to pick it up now to show, but you guys saw me building it, so you know what I mean. But alright, that is all for this episode. In the next episode, we will be doing the other side here, and then that will be all. Far. I nearly didn't realise that I just flicked that off on accident. But alright, that'll be all for episode 7.0 of the Millennium Falcon. We are definitely getting there, slowly but surely. And yeah, that'll be all, and then we'll be on to 8.0. This is also episode 17. I forgot to mention that until now. It's alright. Otherwise, I'll see you back in episode 18 or 6.1. 7.1, I mean. Peace.